The Goddess Clan are being revived one after another, and not bringing hope, mind you, but bringing despair. And Elizabeth is also going to be drawn into this as her beloved older sister is now possessed by Ludoshel. Yes, this is me, the angry anime fan, the Despair Reviewer, bringing you Nanatsu no Taizai chapter 245. Ludoshel in Margaret's body begins to explain that 3,000 years ago, the Goddess Clan's military should have been the one who have the advantage. However, something happened that made it shift. So the whole reason why the Goddess Clan has disappeared is because they sacrificed their bodies to seal the Demon Clan, meaning that there's the reason why a lot of the Goddess Clans are in spirit forms is because that's the reason. They dwell in relics of time and await the moment of a revival. And now they actually have done that. So Ludoshel have now appeared and toyed with all the emotions. The place with the light. So apparently they really did sacrifice themselves to seal, which is pretty strange. I wonder why they decided to do that. What kind of power made them overpower everything else? Well, either way, Lioness Holy Knights try to do their best to fight the demons, and unfortunately they are highly outnumbered. And then suddenly they get saved by none other than the Bard, who has also been possessed by a Goddess Clan. Who he is possessed by, we do not know. There's just something about his wings that looks familiar. Who knows, maybe it's Tarmael or Saramael. And here is actually one very funny thing. He says, our words are truth, our actions are justice. We know all too well that's not true. And then another appears, that crying bishop guy who's also possessed by a demon. A goddess, who's also saving them, and says that we shall defeat the demon clan stigma. It's worth noting that while many humans actually do celebrate because of reinforcements, the former team members of Denzel are actually looking at them with contempt, and they have all the right to. After all, they cannot forget that their captain sacrificed his body to allow a goddess to possess him, and once she did, she has decided to abandon everything else. So they know the fact that the Goddess Clan are not as, amazing as everything else. The scene switches to Gil, who actually managed to, who has entered a balcony. And it's revealed that apparently apparently the witch took her and took him to a sky palace in the sky, who was actually long ago was built by the Goddess Clan, and she's still obsessed with Gil and wants to make babies with him. As she curses Margaret for everything else, suddenly the light appears and she gets killed, just like that. Well, in the end, and it's Margaret possessed by Ludoshel, who kept his end of the bargain, as Margaret temporarily gets joined back into hers real self. Ludoshel takes control again when saying that now it's turn to keep yours promise. Well, who knows? As Gil do not understand what is going wrong, it's clear, though, that Dreyfus is actually also conflicted. Well, that's mostly because he still has Fraudren's memories, so he knows the fact that Ludoshel cannot be trusted. And even Gil wonders, what is that? What are you doing here? It's real, and well, they begin to argue that thing. But the only thing, Hendrickson is still in awe of everything else and wonders what is Ludoshel looking at. And he mentions that the three, what he called the three great evil stars, are beginning to gather at one stop. The new holy war can no longer be stopped. A chance meeting is next chapter. So yeah, Meliodas, Seldoris, and Estarosa, the three demon child brothers, are soon going to meet. One wonders just what kind of a darkness that will bring. So yeah, The Goddess Clan have been revived, now possessing a lot of different uh, uh, vessels, revealing that they have sealed themselves in many different relics. Still a bit strange that that witch girl was so always so obsessed with Gil, but then again, such is obsessed love. And then she just gets dropped like that. Well, she wasn't really that much of an important person anyway. It's kinda sad though that the way she says that, suck on that Margaret, Gil is mine now, serves you right. So well, yeah, she has been jealous of her the entire life. So what will Gil now say with his lover now being possessed by a demon? And we all know that the Goddess Clan's actions are not just. All I know is despair are heading towards everything. Now there are two clans that needs to be stopped. The Demon Clan and the Goddess Clan. So the question is, in the end, who is the real just in this new holy war that should never have happened before? You give me your thoughts if you have any, because otherwise than that, this chapter was just a setup for the despair that is incoming.